Morning, everyone. My name's Alice, and it's an absolute privilege to be here. And I'm going to talk to you about my passion in succeeding in a saturated market. Let me ask you, do you think it's easy to leave a career where you have a secure income, a car, a phone, a laptop, your health insurance paid for, and move into complete uncertainty in an attempt to establish a career and a business in a saturated market? No, it's not. But I had to do it because, as the age-old saying goes, money doesn't buy happiness. And I wasn't happy. You see, I'd begun to ask myself the tricky questions. Would I be satisfied with what I had contributed in society if I found myself on my deathbed tomorrow? The answer was no. I also asked myself, what triggered my motivation? Where did my mojo come from? Was it what I did, how I did it, why I did it, or who I did it for? My answers to these questions motivated some pretty dramatic change in my life. But I was told photography is a hobby, not a business. No one buys books anymore. That's why bookshops are closing down. And you have to have a fixed address to be successful. Most people were putting me in a box based upon social norms. The truth is, most of them envied my tenacity to follow my own dreams, but didn't have the nerve to do it for themselves, so putting me down or saying negative things to me and telling me I wouldn't succeed made them feel better. I encounter this pigeonhole or in-a-box mentality daily. People look at my book and they say, wow, this bloke has done an incredible job of capturing the outback, because a woman could never go out there and sleep on the ground for 5 months or deal with those rugged men or go without a shower for that long. No way. Not only is my chosen subject matter about a male-dominated industry, but calling myself Al Mabin Photography has come with its own set of assumptions. With others' assumptions, there is always an opportunity to surprise and inspire. We've been manipulated from the beginning of life to make assumptions, to think and act in a way that is considered socially acceptable. And we conform because we care about what people think about us and the decisions that we make. We are conditioned to follow status quo. Assume makes an ass out of you and me. I often get asked by people, where do I live? Where's home for you, Alice? I get this big grin on my face as I proclaim, well, I have no fixed address. And I say it like it's okay, like it doesn't faze me, because it doesn't. But to the people that ask me, they're taken back by it, because it's not normal, it doesn't fit within the boxes available. But I choose to live this way. It works for my business. Famous people such as Sam Worthington lived out of his car before he scored the starring role in Avatar. Did you know that? It's this no fixed address lifestyle that I lead which allows me to pick up opportunities as they arise. By sheer accident, in 2013, I tapped into a historic event, a cause that was bigger than me. The largest transaction of cattle ever in history, $8 million worth, and the biggest cattle drive in over 100 years. So on my first day of unemployment, I went out to take some photos of these cattle walking down the stock route and quickly found myself hopping on a horse and joining the drove for 5 months. I documented this event and turned it into a coffee table book, not only for the people involved, but also as a keepsake for those who had lived this life in their earlier years and those to come who will never see such things. It is assumed that the photography industry is a saturated market. But as I've mentioned earlier, every assumption is an opportunity. If you can identify a desire or a passion or something that has not currently been met, then you have something to build upon. Richard Branson, he went into the airline business, a market that was perceived to be overserviced. But he succeeded by providing a point of difference. He provided an airline that cared about their passengers. He made flying a comfortable and enjoyable experience. I've gone into the photographic business, but I'm not trying to be another wedding or baby photographer. I'm a rural photographer. Agriculture is the backbone of Australia. I am the product of a station upbringing, and the outback is what drives me. My next book is as a result of having no fixed address as well. In my travels, trucks came into focus for me after an accident with one. No one was hurt, but it did draw to my attention that there is only one thing that doesn't come delivered on the back of a truck. Does anyone know what that is? A baby. So my next project is all about trucks and the transport industry and highlighting to the public and everyday people that the transport industry is very, very important to our everyday lives. So now, not only am I a photographer in a saturated market, but I'm working on or have one and now two books when bookshops are closing down, gift shops are closing down, art galleries are closing down. How do you make this work? Economic situations change. Fashion trends change. Digital trends change. But it doesn't matter how much change there is. Humans are still emotional creatures, and we all seek to avoid fear, and we all desire happiness. I keep this in mind as I walk into newsagents, saddleries, gift shops, tourist shops, and the likes every day trying to sell my book. And I know as I walk in the door just how that meeting's going to go, just by looking at the layout of the shop or feeling the energy from the people who work there. Those that don't really want to be there, or the shops that are set up just like the model says they should be, don't like change or risk. And when they deal in small change for almost every item in their shop every day, my double-digit price book is way too risky for them. It is their own fear that holds them back. The world they designed through their eyes is what they see. Those, however, who are willing to embrace something new get to embark on the Almaben Photography value-adding journey. By adding value to the sales process with them, relationships are strengthened, not only between myself and the shop owner, but with the customers and the shop owner. I do this by helping them set up a display that draws upon our natural emotions. Our sense of smell is our strongest and most powerful emotion connected to feeling. Our sense connected to feeling, sorry. So why don't we take advantage of this in the sales process? The sweet smell of a bale of hay or the distinctive smell of leather conjures up emotions of the outback and farm animals and things like that. And when these smells and these items are used in a display with my book, it brings out the attention in what it is. It's also foreign to see such things as a saddle or hay in a newsagent, so this alone creates interest. Differentiation is what sets us apart from our competitors. It's simply another word for opportunity. Think of Richard Branson. He differentiated his business by showing how comfortable an airline industry could be, which automatically highlighted the downfall in the competition. Masters have done it too. They have made the customer service experience so great that it makes Bunnings look like a desert in terms of customer service. Humans don't notice pleasure, they notice discomfort. However, the experience of contrast is their opportunity to notice the difference. The more differentiated you are, the less competitors you have, because you're in a league of your own, and what you do, how you do it, why you do it, or who you do it for, is what makes you stand out above your competition. You've created your own box, and you're the only one in it. I just hope you're not the lonely type. Whilst I had a lot of alone time in the bush, this opportunity gives me time to develop more avenues for making income within my business. This is how I make my business work 24/7 for me, even though it's just me with the same number of hours in every day as everyone else. Being a photographer doesn't just mean taking photographs. In my opinion, it's all about having diversity. Not only do I do photo shoots, I teach photography. I sell my self-published 3 times Australian bestseller. I'm often a guest speaker at Rotary clubs or camera clubs. I hold exhibitions, and I have an ordering system on my online gallery which people order from daily. When you are so emotionally and financially invested in your own business, failure is not an option. You will find a way to get over all the hurdles that show up in front of you. And when all those hurdles are overcome and things are going along just peachy, you'll get bored. And you'll purposefully create more hurdles for yourself just because you love the thrill of the fear of the unknown. And that's when businesses go from strength to strength. If you always do, which you always did, you'll always get what you always got. I braved the uncertainty of leaving my safe job. I emptied my bank account into my business. I took my camera for a really long ride on horseback behind 18,000 head of cattle, and I found a way to make it work. I planned very little. If I had to sum up my journey in one sentence, I would say that I took opportunities as they presented, and then I followed through by simply finding a way to add value and make life more enjoyable for myself and for others. Thank you.